Beloved, I died and left my body. I had all my faculty and my senses were heightened. Whenever I thought about a place I was there in the speed of thought. I moved in the speed of light because I was now a spirit without body. I saw many dead people wandering the city. Some were running here and there and crying for their body was buried. This was a new existence for me. Since I was born it was the first time for me to encounter this phenomena. I saw another existence. This world is not just physical, they are realities beyond our existence. This world contains unseen layer that we don't see with our eyes, for I saw phenomena that earthly existence ignore. There are so many unexplained phenomena happening around us. If God was to open your eyes you will be stunned and dread the unseen realities of this world. These wandering souls cried for their loved one. I met a naked young girl before their compound. She cried, "Daddy and Mommy, why have you buried my body? I don't have a place to go, that's why I stay here before our compound." I could not understand why these souls were wandering the earth, for I was taught that after death we go directly to the abode of the dead. As I was moving, I saw people doing satanic and diabolic ritual in the middle of the boulevard to cause accident. Other did incantation in churches to bewitch the assembly. Other did in the public bin to bewitch the neighborhood. Other were on the top of the tree. I saw a late apostle named Silas. After running to him, I begged him saying, "Man of God, help me. Behold, my body stayed at home." When I was praying, he told me how he spent his life mocking God. He said he still had 25 years of life, but he ended up in this place, meaning he will be a wandering spirit for 25 years before going to the abode of the dead. And he said, "I am waiting for my fate." I said, "Big brother, if you're dead I don't think it's the case with me." Promptly I moved away from him. Then I met another wandering soul. He was a pastor. He told me I played with God in my life and began to exhort me to be serious with God. I committed abuse and made a mistake. I disposed the people of God the little that they had. What happened to me is that a woman in Europe heard my preaching and was touched, and she traveled back to Africa to meet me. She told me that she was initiated in the Japanese witchcraft called Mikari. My collaborator that received her saw that she had golden necklace on her neck, worth $6,000. The woman told us the necklace was the source of her power. She said she was supposed to return it to the temple of the Japanese order. However, when I heard that this necklace was $6,000, I took it from my collaborator and confiscated the necklace. I told the lady I will burn it later. But I sold the necklace and recouped the money for myself. 2 weeks later I fell sick and went in coma in hospital. I saw a wicked spirit haunting me. I confessed my sin to God because I knew that I was dying. Nevertheless I died prematurely, becoming a wandering spirit. My dear brothers, this experience has taught me that death exists. Man continues to live after leaving this world. These human beings had all their faculties of sense. We will have our consciousness intact as if we were still in the flesh. Our emotions, memories, our voices, etc. I could not bear this reality, running here and there. I even found myself in the cemetery called Kimbasik. There in front I saw a terrible event. Souls came out of their graves to sign the register of presence where a man sat at the entrance with a list in his hands, this in order to reappear in our world as human beings. In the form of skeletons, these deads touched the ground and immediately they transformed into a living being. Yet they came out of the grave being rotten, and when they transformed into human beings I saw that they were beautiful girls and handsome boys. Others behave as if they were coming for an expedition to captured souls. Then I saw a skeleton transform into a beautiful woman trying to stop a car in the street. The driver stopped and spoke with her. I wanted to warn the driver that this woman come from the world of the dead, but the woman looked at me with her eyes from behind, for she had 4 eyes, and she told me, "This business does not concern you." Then she got on the car and left together. Having stayed on the spot I continued to behold this paranormal spectacle. I said, "Who can explain to me what's going on?" These people that left the grave came to the world in order to operate in the physical world. Beforehand they had to register their name in the book before leaving the cemetery. I saw one of them leaving the cemetery. He took the sand from the ground and he splashed them in the air above, and turning to a physical man, he was dressed in human body thanks to the sand he had splashed in the air. However, I saw that this entity had become a very beautiful woman with a lot of hair. She was wearing tight clothes and holding a bag like an earthly woman. I saw this woman walking the street in the night, when suddenly a driver that was passing stopped his car in order to make advance to her, not knowing that she was from the world of the dead. In the meantime, these people from the world of the dead kept coming out of the cemetery and they were taking human shape, becoming physical. I saw one of this entity leaving the cemetery with a photo of a dead man that he took from a grave. I saw this man entering the photo of the dead person. Immediately he took the appearance of the person in the photo and he was exactly like the man in the photo. I was scared by this terrible phenomena, and I decided to run away. After moving away from this place, I arrived in another borough of the capital. Though it was late night, to my surprise, I saw that there was a market with a lot of people buying and selling. I said to myself, there is never a market in this place during the day and in the physical world, and where are all these people coming from? How did it become a market? I decided to go inside, maybe hoping to find someone who could help me get back into my body. Once inside I saw that this was a huge market full of people. Brethren, all these sellers and buyers were naked. I saw a group of people coming towards the market. They had cotton on their ears and their nose. I saw that they were removing these cotton from their noses and ears, and they were happy to join the market. I was in wonder. I saw in each stall they were selling parts of the human body. They were calling buyers to come buy. In the first stalls I saw brains being sold. I saw marriage being sold. The merchant said to the customers, please come to buy the chances of my daughters, I am selling their marriages. Then I saw a child come in and say, I am selling the love of my father and my mother, because they love one another so much that I want to separate them. I have captured their marriage and I am selling it, let them break up. I saw a man who said, I am selling the happiness of my family. Another said, I am selling my brother's work, etc. Everything was sold here, even people's health. I have also seen politicians who came in to buy people's life chances and people's stars. Brother, people's lives are sold without their knowledge. I shouted, what is happening to me? Where am I? My dear brothers, the spiritual world exists. If you are in the physical you will not see this. May God enlighten the eyes of our hearts so that we can see these things! I saw a child carrying a human leg. She went to a seller and told him, I inflicted my mother sickness on his leg. I am selling her good leg. Give what you can. This seller gave the child a glass of human blood which the latter drank and went away. One seller said, I have captured the travel of my family. Come and buy them, for they will not travel. Another seller said, come and buy the marriage of my family that I have captured. I have captured my parent love, come and buy. They love one another so much, but I want them to divorce, that's why I had captured their love. I saw a man selling his daughter's womb, for he had captured the womb of her daughters, and they could not deliver babies. Others were selling people job and wealth that they had captured. Others were selling people wealth and opportunity. As a result, the latter could not make progress. Maybe your wealth has been captured and sold in the spiritual market. We must understand that the devil steals people property by force. Many lives are sold in spiritual market. You can claim what was taken from you by force. You must take it by force. These witches and Satanists were selling people's stars in this market. I saw at the gate of the market two popular politicians of our country, getting out of their car physically, then they left their body and entered the market. The sellers were urging them to come and buy. The musician told a lady seller, the stars and chances of people you sold me last time brought about spiritual warfare, for the owners of these stars and destiny that you sold me were making claim to take by force their stars. But another seller told him, come my chances and stars, for they are not problematic. When I saw that this market does not exist in the day, very quickly I left the unseen market of the night. Wandering spirits. When I got to the general hospital I saw thousands of deceased souls. They told me, these doctors told our family that we were dead, as a result our body have been buried, they must do something for us. I saw two categories of people here, the physical men and spiritual beings. The physical men talked to each other and did not see me, while spiritual people saw me and we talked. As I cast my gaze away I saw a group of souls holding pieces of paper in front of the desk of a doctor saying, this gentleman declared our death while we were still alive. We are waiting for him so he can bring every one of us back in his family." I approached one of them to know what they were doing there. They told me, "Brother, is it true that you don't know what happened?" I took the direction of the emergency room. There were doctors inside pronouncing a woman dead while her soul said, "I am not dead." I said to the doctors, "Your statement is false. That woman is right next door." Unfortunately they did not hear me. The victim's family was crying, but the person and I said she wasn't dead. The family as well as all the people who were there could not hear us, so the lady said to me, "Don't be sorry for that, we are no longer in contact with them, we are in the afterlife." I said to him, "If so, how are we still together with them?" Without answering me, she touched my hand and we walked to the hospital morgue. We found many souls sitting outside. They looked sad, their hands on the cheek. The person I was with asked the question to the first soul, "Why are you here?" She replied, "I had an accident, the paramedics drove me here and the doctors did all they could but their efforts were unsuccessful to nothing. That's how they pronounced me dead." I explained to them that I did not die but in vain, and my family having heard the news buried my body. I have no place, that's why I stayed here to wait my day. The other said, "I had a heart attack, the doctors ordered that I be admitted to the morgue. Once arrived there, the freshness woke me up, I screamed but no one heard me and I succumbed. After burial by my family I have been left here without a place." The other said, "In my lifetime we came to the morgue for the exit from the body of my little brother, the evil spirits arrested me and killed me, that's why I'm here." The other said again, "I was born in complication, the doctors left me in an incubator and there was an interruption of power during the night so I passed away. I grew up here, I don't have room and I wait for my day." In any case, in this place there was thousands of souls. While she was questioning the people who were there, and outside there was a group of people sitting in the pavement preparing food. In approaching them I asked them if we could talk. They said, "Come brother." While explaining to them what happened to me, I asked them, "Where are we exactly?" They all answered me, "So you're new? Why you don't understand these things, we all died by accidents, come sit with us and eat." I walked away promptly from them without saying nothing, being tired since I had run all night, and looking up to heaven, I said, "Lord Jesus, if I have served you, come and rescue me." It was then that I received a visit from the Lord when I saw a light coming down with speed in front of me. It was like the sun shining, like a rippling light. A voice was heard from the middle of the light that said to me, "Do not be afraid, my son. God chose you to be witness of the things you will see. Know that souls defiled shall not inherit the kingdom of heaven. I am your guide who will lead you in the depths of hell. You will see strange things. But above all, let's hurry to the hill of the world to see how this world is corrupt." When I got up to see him, I saw the appearance of a man in the form of an intense light like the sun shining in all his ardor. In the midst of the light I could see the appearance of a man dressed in white, his eyes like fire, his voice sounded like the sound of many waters, his two palms and his feet were pierced spurting fresh blood, wearing a crown full of stars. On these words I got up. I looked at him and I knew that it was the Lord. That's how I started loving it. I had this joy to tell him everything I felt for him. My lips only spilled worship and songs of praise. He was so beautiful and perfect. In any case, he is perfection. I bent my knees in front of him and told him, "If it's really you, Lord Jesus Christ, please return me to my body. For returning to my body is practically impossible." So he tells me, "Don't worry about this body. You have a specific mission to attest to these things that I am going to show you to the world." Holding hands together we climbed to the top of a hill and I have never seen such a mountain. At the top there was 2 seats where we were sitting. He said to me, "Carry your gaze everywhere, what do you see?" I saw nothing at all except a darkness. My dear friends, since I was born, I have never seen such darkness until this day. The Lord said to me, "The darkness of which you see is the world that sits on the power of the evil one. The devil has pervaded all layers of society, lifestyle." He pulled 2 pebbles white from the tail of her dress and puts it on my eyes, then asks me the question, "Do you see what is happening in this zenith?" I tell him, "I see the countries of the world entire. Beloved, I saw the movement of all beings on earth, the people of every tongue, every nation, tribe, etc. I could understand what was happening deep within men. When these humans walked, others were bearers of light and others of darkness. The Lord understood directly what I was seeing, and he said to me, "Those who wear the light are the people I bought with my blood. Tell my people that you must be the light of this world, shine wherever you are."